So yes, it's hard to stay confident and just ready to go once your name is called. But I'm always happy if the guys produce and win games. So because at the end of the day, it's about the team and winning. So.
All right, Bennett and then Jerry.
Hey, Thomas. Coach said he wasn't too pleased with the defense today. I was curious from your perspective what you saw defensively when you were out there and maybe how you would assess where the team stands defensively at this point in the season.
Yes, today we didn't look so ready and united, I would say. They were ready to compete and go hard, but we at the end of the day we actually did work things out, and most of it was about rebounding and finish the defensive play, I will say. But the guys came at the end and work out.
Thomas, last year you were known as sort of a streaky shooter. It seems like you're more consistent this year. When you feel that first one go in, how does that help your confidence?
At the beginning of the season, like settling to my role for this season, was a little bit struggling, I would say. It was unsettling, but now I'm seeing myself in that type of role for this team, and I'm getting myself ready to be ready for this type of actions. So most of it's about mindset and just understand your role.
Mike and then Hank.
Yeah, Thomas, you guys actually got off to a slow start shooting the threes and then really caught fire. Was there something that changed defensively or in shot selection, or did the first couple for the team just not really go down?
I'll say they just didn't go down. We were running what we wanted to run, and we were just also like a boxing game. You just got to read your opponent first and seeing how they played us, and then just decide what to play and how to go about it. So I'll say, yes, it was more of a read than struggling, I'll say.
Thomas, do you consider yourself a streaky shooter, or is that a confidence thing, or what is that? Because, not scoring in 4 games and then, doing what you did tonight, are you streaky?
That's a good question. I have no idea.
How much does confidence play into your ability to trigger shots?
Oh, confidence, it's tremendous. It's seriously all about mindset and motivation to help the team. Every time I go in or I'm in the bench, I'm just thinking of being ready to help the team, not more of like finding my shot personally. It's always about like winning the game, as I said. So, yes, in these cases, I guess I'm a streaky shooter.
Have you been wondering about your role in recent days?
I I've been thinking about my role, and again, it's a puzzle, like just trying to figure out where you stand and how to help the team.
All right, thank you very much.
Hey, Sam, obviously you had a nice game offensively today, but you really made Champagny work for his points. Do you think today is an example of how far you've come defensively since the start of the year?
Yeah, I think it's a good representation. I've worked hard at it. Obviously, there's still some improvement to be had, but I think I played pretty solid on that end and made him work for his shots. And he's a great player. Hats off to him. He still had a really good game with a double-double. So I just tried to make it as difficult as I could for him.
Hey Sam, you guys started the second half going on that 16-0 run. Was it kind of a matter of just getting your footing getting to that point, or what was kind of clicking at the start of the second half?
No, I think we kind of upped the ante in the energy category and played more together. Obviously, the ball was moving really well in that stretch of offense, and our defense really stepped up. But we weren't able to maintain that. I think we let our foot off the gas a little bit, and that's an area to improve.
Mike Barber and David Teal.
Sam, you guys actually got off to a slow start shooting threes. I think 2 for the first 8 before you really got rolling. Was it feeling out the defense? Was it just getting them to go down? What did you see that kind of flipped the switch for you guys?
You know, sometimes it's just how the ball rolls. You can't really control that. Obviously, that's why we're versatile. We got to find different ways to score, and we can't live and die by the three. And I think we did a good job of that in the first half, considering we didn't make many threes or outside shots to start. But they started falling throughout the game. That's why you stick with it. And I think once you get a few good looks in the paint, I think it opens up the outside shots.
Sam, I think it was 3 times in the first 8 minutes of the second half, Champagnie backed you down on the left block there, and 3 times you bodied him and forced him to miss. What are you trying to do in those situations, and how much have you improved in that regard?
Kind of like I said before, I'm just trying to make it difficult for him to get a good look and contest every shot, and I think I did a good job of that in those possessions that you're talking about. But I just got to keep working at it because I know I can still get better.
All right, Bennett and Jeff White.
Sam, coach said he wasn't thrilled with the defense and at times the interior defense. Where do you feel like the team needs to improve there? And I guess late in the game when you say letting off the gas, is that sort of just an emotional thing when you're up a lot, or how does that work?
You know, sometimes I think you get comfortable, and I think we got comfortable with that lead, and that's something that you can't do in the ACC. Obviously, there was still like 12 minutes left in the game when we went up about 13 or 14 points, which is a lot of time and a lot of basketball to be played. But I think overall we just got to do better on the rebounding aspect. I think together we need to rebound as a team and really block out people instead of just going and trying to get the ball. So, like Coach said, we just area of improvement. You learn from it, and you move on.
Sam, you were on the bench last year watching the games. You know what kind of role Tomas had on the team. It's been smaller for him this year. What did it mean, the lift that he provided tonight for the team?
Yeah, it was awesome. I mean, you know, Tom's had an interesting type of year. Some games he's played a lot, some games he hasn't played much. But each and every day he comes to practice and he's talking, he's energetic, and he's working at his game because he knows that when he gets a chance like tonight, he wants to capitalize. And he did that tonight, and he gave us a really good boost off the bench, in which we needed. He gave us a spark, and I think it really helped us tonight.
All right, last 2 questions, Mike Barber and then Hank.
Sam, sorry if you've addressed this, it's hard to hear, but what was Coach's reaction to kind of winning a game with offense on a night where he was displeased with the overall defense?
You know, he addressed the defensive aspect, and as our team understands that we're not going to be able to win games like that for a majority of the time. Today we did, but you know, when it gets later in the season and games mean even more, you're going to have to win with your defense, and he emphasized that, and that's why we go to practice every day and keep working at it.
One player whose offensive performance kind of dictates their mindset for the night. Do you feel like you've kind of become that with like your catch and shoot 3-pointers and just how you get going?
I mean, you can't. I mean, as a player, I think sometimes you can fall into the habit of letting your offense dictate how your defense is, but I don't think that's a good habit to get into. I think your defense needs to be tip-top no matter what. And it's a plus if your shots are falling, but I think even when shots aren't falling, your defense still has to have that level of energy and passion and enthusiasm, because if you have slippage there, then the offense isn't going to do much for you.